First of all, we want to have a brief look over the car market in Vietnam. So the car market in Vietnam is increasing. However, Pozo market share based on a report of Vama has decreased 0.6%. So we have analyzed the causes, and we believe that the reason is because Pozo have lower brand awareness compared to its competitors due to three attributes. Firstly, they are new entry in the market, only entering the Vietnamese market in over the past only 6 years. They have lower product range compared to especially its Asian competitors such as Toyota or Kia, and therefore it affects the way that the public are aware of the brand. And lastly, in terms of European cars, German brands are still the top of mind when it comes to urban cars in Vietnam. So, based on that, the job to do here is to how we can raise brand awareness of Pozo. So, Pozo is in the car industry. So, what does brand awareness in the car industry actually mean? Well, we analyzed the car market in Vietnam, and we have come up with the three main segments of the cars in the Vietnamese market. Firstly is the mainstream, which where the buyers value stability, easy to ride, and the long-lasting in nature, as this helps them easier for them to drive, especially for first-time drivers, as well as they are easy to resell. And this is a market that has been strongly dominated by Asian brands. The next one is the high-end generous and the premium. For the premium, cars are more of a status symbol, and it's related to the very high income segment group in the market. And for the high-end generalists, the high generalists are what they value most is the unique driving experience. They're no longer the first-time buyers. Now they have experience, they know how to drive car, and now they look for more. They look for higher driving experience. And we believe that Pozo, with its positioning as a high-end generalist, are overqualified for this segment, as they have four unique selling points. Firstly, they have inspired style, inventive high-tech, and amplified experience by the way that the exterior design, the interior design, as well as the very unique new cockpit design. And the last unique selling point is that they come from France and have the country with a strong heritage and strong brand image in Vietnam. So, based on that general overview of the market, so what Pozo needs is to find the right target audience that is both sophisticated, influential, as well as knowledgeable about the car. And we analyze and we identify them as the achievers. So what are the achievers? The achievers are male from the age range of 30 to 40 years of age, and they are mostly early mid-career, and holding senior manager position. They are tech-savvy, young, and dynamic. In terms of behaviors, those who buy urban cars would be second-time buyers, and they buy them to satisfy the ego and personal feeling. And they, of course, because of that, they take great care of the car. Many of them would even call them the second house, or the darling, or the second wife. And what they value most is, of course, the driving experience. So based on that analysis of the target audience, we also identify the dilemma that they are facing. Is that because, yes, they are the achievers, they are the men of the family, the work of career, and therefore they have a lot of responsibility that they need to handle at the moment. And then so it can be easy for them to sometimes hold back the feelings or hold back the pursuit of living lives through the fullest. So we have decided that the strategic solution is not about erasing all responsibilities or because they are the achievers after all and they value them well. However, what we can do is that we can make the purchase of responsibility and the pursuit of goals in their life much more engaging and much more satisfying to counter the stress or the hardship that they face. And why this is an important insight specifically for the car industry and especially for Pozo, it is that driving car is one of the moments in the day that these men can feel completely relaxed and in control to enjoy every moment. It's specifically that within the car that they can feel the most relaxed and in control. And therefore, with Pozo and its strong, unique selling point on driving experience, we believe that with the mission is to elevate such driving experience for them to gain maximum pleasure. And this satisfies the need of the achievers who all also look for sophistication and elevates experience. That is related strongly with the French lifestyle. So why the French lifestyle? Because French lifestyle is all about quality over quantity. It's all about elevating everyday life experience, everyday routines into something pleasurable. They can drink wine, but they drink wine slowly and elegantly, or it's reflected to the music or the culture. It's about taking it slow and prioritize quality. And therefore, our big idea is chasing emotion, highlighting the pursuit of goals through emotions. We believe that Pozo will be the one that elevates everyday driving experience into sensational in-car experience, not just driving experience, so that the drivers can savor every moment in the car. And the objective is that to raise awareness as well as help Pozo gain 0.4 more in market share, as well as encourage all males to live with their true emotion and have the most out of life.
Okay, and to fully convey the message that man, you should chase your emotions, you should live your life to the fullest, we focus our strategy on two things. It is content and the channel. About the content, there are two main contents we want to focus. First, it is the lifestyle. The lifestyle is French, it's sophisticated, it's elevated. And the another content we want to focus is the emotions. We want to associate it with the lifestyle. And the channels, the strategy channels we use, there are three things. First, it is the experiential marketing events to elevate the everything in their life into something sensational. And the second is we will also collaborate with other French brands to better enhance the lifestyle we want to tell you about. And finally, we are talking about the TA who are very young, who are dynamic, who are tech savvy. So we use digital as the main channel we want to focus. And in the journey of emotions we are talking about, the man will firstly be approached by phase one, awareness and inspiration. The man is going to be aware of the desire that every single man, especially those who are achievers, they want to live to the fullest by chasing their emotions. And in Pojo, we care about every single moment in your life, and we want to make driving to be one of the way for you to do so. Then the question is how Pojo can help you with that. That's why we bring them to phase two, position and engagement. We position Pojo as the most emotional driving experience and a lifestyle that elevates every single experience into something sensational and unique through offline events. We aim to unleash the deepest emotions of Vietnamese men and give them one of a kind in-car experience. And finally, in phase three, we want to reinforce the brand image and gaining stronger brand love and brand loyalty by constructing phase three amplification. The message is that Pojo will go with you in your everyday driving experience, turning it into an emotional experience. Let's go into detail. Phase one, awareness and inspiration. The main key hope is the video campaign, Don't Hold Back video series. We're gonna support it. In our video, it is a story about a man in various stories. They see Pojo as a turning point to encouraging them into something emotional. And we use KOL PR articles as supporting tactics to our activity. We choose Satsun, Hai Tuan, and Luc Nguyen because they are confident individuals, they are successful in their specialty, and they lead an inspirational lifestyle.
For the phase two positioning engagement, we want to take our concept, our key big idea further by actually elevating such driving experience, such in-car experience to one-of-a-kind events through the Chasing Emotion nationwide tour with Pozo, or in Vietnamese, Hành trình xúc cảm. We want to unleash men through unique emotion and give them the experience that they would not experience otherwise to further enhance the key message of Pozo being elevating your everyday experience. So for instance, with Hanoi, we want to target and touch the basis for our activities is based on the cultural history of both the man and the city that we host our events, as well as the culture, the aspect of French culture. First, with Hanoi is the digital art exhibition with vintage art. With Ho Chi Minh City is the technology and the passion of, that represent the energy of the city. And finally, for Đà Nẵng is the romance, the romance, the chill, spirit that represent these coastal cities. And for the final phase, we take that unique experience and put them into everyday activities that men across the nation can experience to application programs, the emotional gift program, in which people are, we should collaborate with Golden Paris to have perfume bottle for every new buyers during the program, as well as trade event, VR showcase, and film branding to further enhance the French lifestyle and take our message into everyday activities of the target customers. Here is a brief overview of customer project. So for the timeline, we choose the 3 months during the April, May, June, as it's the start of the summer. It's the start of the summer, as well as the holiday season, in which men can engage, and there will be a microsite for which people can view Pozo in-car design through VR throughout the whole campaign. And for the KPI, as household possession of car by age in the up of men from 30 to 45 years to be 2.9% of population. Therefore, we set the KPI to be 2.8 million people to be aware of the Pozo brand, and the showroom visit will be 25,000 people during the span of the campaign. And for the budget, we use Taco sales report as well as Pozo sales report within Taco to estimate our budget and to come up with a number of 19 billion, in which we focus 38% to media booking and 30% from events. Because of the importance of the importance of experiential events for which men can experience the new sensational driving experience. We would allocate our budget for 60% for the second phase and 50 and 25% respectively for the others. And because of that, throughout all our activities as well as our budget, we want to highlight the message of how Pozo can elevate your everyday experience. It can be elevated into a unique experience of a thrilling ride or even a chilling drive, depending on what you want, and Pozo can satisfy that. And yeah, Pozo help you on the journey of chasing every emotion that you want. And that is the end of our presentation.
Thank you very much. And now it's 15 minutes for Q&A and feedback from the judges.
Thank you. That was a good presentation, thanks. I have a question. You mentioned at the beginning, top of mind of awareness is still mainly the German cars, the German brands. How do you think your campaign here is going to differ? Or what are the differentiation points in your campaign against the German brands?
I think what is different about us between the other German brands is that Pozo has a strong understanding of the customer. If we look at Mercedes or BMW, their target slogan are focusing more on being the best or nothing. It's about being the best of the best. while Fozo focus on something more personal, something that remains in the luxury market but still personal with that, which is a driving experience. And we want to highlight such driving experience of such of the driving experience. And I think that is what separates us from other German brands who focus much more on luxury sales. If that makes sense. What we want to highlight is that Pozo focus on the high-end generalists, and what the high-end generalist wants is that the unique and sensational driving experience. While we think for German brands, they focus much more on being status symbol, and we think that it's these two different targets, and we believe that with Pozo strategy focusing on the driving experience, it will different from the German brands.
Actually, one of my good friends, Paul, who's sitting right behind here, he told me once before, many years ago, he said he told me what's the difference between a Mercedes and a BMW. A Mercedes owner usually wants to sit at the back, but the BMW owner usually wants to drive the car because it's the ultimate machine. Taking both those concepts into consideration, I think either way, you're going to be like one or the other. So I'm not so clear, how exactly do you want to differentiate against those German cars?
I think what Pozo focus more is on the emotion behind the motion and the thrill behind the ride. And we want to highlight further about the emotion and not the technical aspect of it. I think that Pozo still holds a strong technical aspect, but the important is that what those technical aspects mean to the customer. And we believe that what it means that it enhances the emotion and it elevates the daily drive, even to work or to school, to pick up the kids into something truly unique, and we think that's the difference.
Okay, thanks.
Congratulations. Very good performance. And I think your team will be a big obstacle to the other team today, although you are the very first team. So to summarize, you have very good, deep understanding about the brand, as well as you are also separated from the French style in comparison with the German style. That's very important. About the IMC plan, I think your idea is really, really good. And you can join an agency someday, I think. And but there are some still not really realistic in execution. But don't worry, you still student. So again, very good performance. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
One last question from me is that because you talk that the achiever right now they do not live to the fullest. So why do you think that they are right now not live to the fullest, and this is the reason why that you come up with the campaign now?
We base our ideas and insight through interviews as well as research, and we think that what we want to for the achievers is that we want them to have a in-car experience that elevated, that can that's truly unique and extraordinary, that can counterbalance the stress and responsibility outside the workplace. We don't want to we don't aim at solving the issue, the responsibility of the achievers. We want to make the journey, their journey towards that, the goals and responsibility to be much more engaging and full of emotions, so that they can truly feel that they savor every moment. And when they move towards from this responsibility to other, the journey from, for instance, the journey from picking up kids to school, to being husband at home, to be the journey towards that, to be engaging and to be relaxing, so that they can, when they get out of the car, they can be confident and they can feel re-energized to face their responsibility in their life.
So actually, my suggestion is that normally when we segment the clients or the customers, and also we talk about their hidden insight. So there should be about the sample size that you talk about or the methodology that you come up with that result. The next one is that when you talk about this kind of emotion in order to touch them, may I ask the question that what kind of that link to the human needs of a person? There are 6 human needs. First one is about